of the things that you're helping founders with, what is typically the most surprising to them? Like, what's this thing that sort of is a prevailing best practice or piece of wisdom or perception that they have that this is how you should do things, and actually there's a different way to think about it? If you had to pick one or two of those that if you put into your piece, what would those be, and what should we go do about it?
So I'd say the first one, I'd say there's probably two. And the first one for me is where people are surprised. They assume that this is something that they should be doing, which is going after big customers, or when there is a big customer opportunity, just doing everything necessary to get that customer on board. And I've experienced this. I know you've experienced this. I know most people have experienced this. You're starting out, maybe you have 5 million of revenues, maybe 0, maybe 50 million, but you see this customer that can double your ARR. You see this customer that's like going to be that huge logo. And so many times actually catching that whale completely derails you, completely, because that customer, especially early stage, those customers, they have demands that will really become your entire roadmap. The entire organization has to revolve around that customer. Everyone has to do things to keep that customer happy, and it really doesn't allow you to build a scalable, repeatable, predictable type of business. And so I think that's probably number one. And that's a hard one for people to grasp, because there's money here. All I have to do is sign this agreement that agrees to these 7 features being delivered by this day, and then I'm going to do this, and and I'm going to visit them every week, and that is just that. So that's one that I've learned the hard way.
Okay, hold on. That is a surprising one. No. I mean, I get it personally. Perfect choice for that one. But what do you do? How would you, for your founders you're advising, what would you call? So Comcast comes in, you're coming in out of the gate, there's a ton written into the contract that you got to go supply on all these things. What do you advise the founder to do?
So my advice, and again, what I learned over time, and it actually turned out to work over time, is what is the product that you want to continue to deliver? That's what you want to look at. If you want to build this business long term, and you want to build a product, what does that product need to look like? What are the capabilities of that product? What's the service you need to provide? For example, many of the customers will say, I need 24/7 support. I need this kind of SLA. If the answer is all the things Comcast is asking for are the things you want to build, great. Then that customer is funding that development. But if you're trying to go this direction and Comcast is trying to take you this direction, then my response to the customer, what I tell founders to do, is say, here's the direction we're taking the business. We're happy to do one or two things, but this is the direction that we're going. Are you on board with that? Does that make sense to you? Is that interesting to you? And I think sometimes the customer will say, actually, yeah, we don't know any better. We were just thinking that way because that's what we thought. But the way you say is fine by us. But I think it is important to understand the direction you're going. And if you're going to take one of these big whales, one of these big customers on, that they're driving you in that direction, they're funding, maybe they're accelerating that, but it's not derailing you, because it's real hard to come back and get back on track. And I think that would be my advice. And that may ultimately result in not getting that customer. But I've talked to some founders, successful founders, who have this one customer, and that one customer has hijacked the roadmap for 2 years. And every time the customer says jump, they have to say how high. And that becomes a problem. If you're going to have a company that has hundreds or thousands of customers, that's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, that is a surprising one. All right, that was number one. That was a good one.
Thanks for tuning in to GTM Unfiltered. To hear our innovative insights and strategies, visit gtmunfiltered.com. Be sure to subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Until next time.